Chris Hemsworth was born on August 11, 1983, in Melbourne, Australia. He grew up in a cozy household, the middle child of 3 boys. His mother, Leonie, was a schoolteacher, while his father, Craig, worked as a social services counselor. Chris enjoyed a loving family environment, but life had its challenges. Growing up in Australia, Chris faced the pressure of expectations and finding his path. In his early years, Chris was very active. He and his brothers enjoyed the outdoors. They would spend hours playing on the beach or in the woods. Nature became a significant part of his life. He loved exploration and adventure, which sparked his dream of becoming an actor. However, he also faced rejection during his teenage years. He wanted to act but did not always get the roles he hoped for. This often made him feel doubt and confusion about his dreams. Growing up in Australia during the late 1980s and 1990s was interesting, yet tough. As a boy, Chris saw a world where the entertainment industry seemed far away. The people he admired were not just actors but also heroes. This inspired him to believe in himself. Though he struggled with self-awareness, he began to recognize his feelings. Sometimes he felt sad when things did not go his way. It was hard to get up and try again, but he learned how important it was to keep going. One specific moment stands out. In his early teens, Chris tried out for a school play. He was excited and practiced for weeks. When he did not get the part, he felt crushed. In that moment, he doubted his skills. But with support from his family and friends, Chris learned that failure is a step toward success. They helped him see that feeling sad was okay. It taught him to be resilient and work even harder for what he loved. Chris also found joy in sports like rugby and surfing. These activities brought him happiness and shaped his character. He learned about teamwork and perseverance. He understood the need to support his teammates. Chris started to see life not just as competition but as a chance to work together. This idea helped him grow emotionally. Even when he faced setbacks, he learned to celebrate small wins. The struggles Chris faced in his youth made him stronger. They guided him toward understanding himself better. His early experiences taught him to manage his emotions. He realized that feeling lost was a natural part of life. Through his hobbies and family support, he developed a positive outlook. This ability to see the bright side helped him later on as he pursued a career in acting. As Chris Hemsworth moved into adulthood, he carried these lessons with him. He believed he could face whatever life presented. With hope and determination, he set his sights on his dreams. Chris's story shows us that challenges do not define us. Instead, they help us become who we are meant to be. Readers can find strength in their own challenges. By embracing resilience and self-awareness, they too can transform their lives. Chris's early life is a beacon of inspiration, encouraging everyone to push through tough times and reach their goals. As Chris Hemsworth moved into his 20s, he reached a turning point in his emotional growth. After years of auditions, he finally got a role in a popular television show. This was a big break. At first, he felt excitement and pride. However, soon he faced new feelings and pressures. The demands of being in the spotlight were overwhelming. It was hard to keep up. With many eyes watching him, Chris started to feel anxious. He feared disappointing people, especially his family and fans. One day, after filming a long scene, Chris felt stressed and exhausted. It was during this time that he had a moment of self-discovery. He sat alone in his trailer and took a deep breath. He realized that he was not just an actor, he was a person with feelings. This understanding helped him start to regulate his emotions. He began to connect with his feelings instead of pushing them away. Chris learned the importance of listening to himself. He understood that it was okay to feel tired, sad, or worried sometimes. This moment of clarity empowered him. However, the road was not smooth. After the show aired, Chris faced criticism from some viewers. Some people did not like his performance. This hurt him more than he expected. Just when he started to feel confident, those negative comments made him doubt himself again. It was a tough time. Did he have the talent? Could he succeed as an actor? Instead of hiding his feelings, Chris chose to face them. He took some time to think. Remembering his family's support, he began to process the criticism. He understood that not everyone would like his work, and that was okay. What mattered was doing his best and not giving up. During this hard moment, Chris used emotional intelligence to help manage the challenges. He talked with some close friends and his family. They listened and helped him find strength in their love. He learned how important it was to have support. They reminded him of all the hard work he had done. Every actor faces setbacks, and they told him that these moments help us learn. As he moved forward in his career, Chris started to understand public expectations better. He learned that fame comes with pressures, but it does not have to define him. Instead of focusing on the opinions of others, he concentrated on what made him happy. Chris knew that acting was his passion. This realization made him feel alive again. He began to take on more challenging roles that excited him. This focus on joy changed his mindset. Plus, he faced new emotional challenges. Chris had to build relationships with his co-stars. At times, it was not easy. Some days, there were disagreements or misunderstandings. He learned to communicate openly. This step was crucial in creating strong bonds on set. Chris saw the value of kindness and support in tough groups. Through all of these experiences, Chris Hemsworth grew stronger in his emotional journey. Setbacks and pressures taught him to believe in himself and take control of his feelings. The emotional intelligence he was developing became an essential part of who he was. By understanding his emotions, Chris began to face challenges with courage and a positive mindset. The path ahead was not easy, but he knew he could overcome anything life threw at him, and this belief made all the difference as he continued to chase his dreams. As Chris Hemsworth moved further along his acting journey, he understood that hard work and dedication were key to his growth. He wanted to build emotional intelligence. This meant not only facing his feelings but also understanding them better. Chris realized that self-regulation was important. He started to practice mindfulness. Each day, he set aside a little time just for himself. He would sit quietly and focus on his breath. This simple act of breathing helped him feel calm. It allowed him to become more aware of his emotions and thoughts. Through mindfulness, Chris started to notice his reactions to stressful situations. He learned to pause before acting. When he felt nervous or upset, he would take a moment to breathe. This practice was not easy at first. Sometimes, it was hard to quiet his mind. Yet with time and effort, Chris became better at managing his feelings. He discovered that staying calm helped him think clearer during intense moments. This new skill was a game changer when dealing with challenges in his career. As he worked on self-regulation, Chris also focused on developing empathy. He understood the importance of seeing things from other people's views. In many situations, he acted alongside other talented actors. Each had their own dreams and fears. Chris wanted to build strong connections with his co-stars. He listened genuinely to their thoughts and feelings, which made a big difference on set. When he saw another actor struggling, Chris was there to support them. He would share words of encouragement and give them space to express themselves. Producers and directors noticed this warm attitude, appreciating his ability to connect. His emotional growth continued to shine through in his social skills. Christopher quickly became known as a positive influence in the entertainment world. He learned to foster teamwork and collaboration. During long days of filming, he would gather everyone in a circle just to share positive stories or experiences. This small act encouraged laughter and support as they faced long hours and hard work together. Chris knew that bringing happiness to others also made him feel happy. These connections during difficult moments became a source of strength for him. With every project he took on, Chris grew with each interaction. He felt more confident in himself and his abilities. This new confidence pushed him to take risks in his acting. He began choosing roles that challenged him emotionally. He took on characters that had complex feelings, allowing him to express and explore emotions in a safe space. Through this, he grew more comfortable discussing his feelings. Even when things felt hard, Chris leaned into his emotional intelligence. He reminded himself that every actor goes through ups and downs. He accepted that facing criticism was part of the job. This acceptance relieved some pressure. Instead of feeling defeated by negative feedback, he began to see each as a tool for learning. Capable of analyzing both the feedback and his own emotional response, Chris used every setback as an opportunity for growth. Overall, Chris Hemsworth's dedication to building emotional intelligence was inspiring. He was not just transforming as an actor but also as a person. Understanding his own emotions gave him the strength to face difficulties and support those around him. The hope and determination within his journey uplifted not only himself but also those who witnessed his growth. Through commitment, practice, and an open heart, Chris was proving to the world that everyone could harness the power of emotional intelligence to create a brighter future. As Chris Hemsworth's career took off, he found himself facing an intense moment that would test his emotional intelligence like never before. He had just finished filming a major movie, and it was one of the biggest projects of his life. Chris worked hard, pouring his heart and soul into every scene. His hope and determination grew as the movie approached its release date. The excitement, however, came with pressure. The film industry can be unpredictable, and Chris felt that weight on his shoulders. Finally, the premiere day arrived, and he stepped onto the red carpet. Cameras flashed, and fans cheered. Chris felt a rush of happiness but also anxiety. He wanted everyone to see the hard work he put into the film. However, everything changed just a few days later. Reviews started coming in. Some were kind, appreciating his effort. However, others were harsh. A few critics did not like the way he acted in certain scenes. Chris had faced criticism before, but this time felt different. Negative comments flooded social media, making him feel as if every success had crumbled. In that moment, Chris faced a deep emotional challenge. He felt sadness and anger together. It was painful to think that people were not happy with his work. Those feelings began to weigh heavily on him. He could easily slip into doubt and worry. He remembered the lessons he had learned about emotional intelligence. Instead of letting negativity control him, he chose to respond differently. This was a critical point in his story. Chris took a day to step back and think. He went for a long walk in nature. Feeling the wind on his face helped clear his mind. He reflected on how he had grown over the years. Self-regulation was now part of him. He remembered the support from his family, friends, and the love from his fans. In that stillness, he decided it was time to turn the pain into motivation. Instead of focusing on the hurtful words, he would focus on growing from this experience. With renewed strength, Chris realized he had a choice to make. Would he let this setback define him? Or would he use it as a stepping stone to become better? He chose the latter. Chris understood that growth comes from adversity. He made a promise to himself. The next time he faced criticism, he would listen, learn, and grow. This would be his path forward. The following days were pivotal for him. He reached out to colleagues and mentors. He asked for feedback about his performance, hoping to gain new insights. Listening to their advice, he felt warmth and connection. They reminded him that everyone, even great actors, faces criticism and learns from it. This time, Chris knew how important it was to show empathy to himself. Accepting imperfections made him human. He understood that it was okay not to be perfect. This experience became crucial for Chris's emotional journey. It showed him that challenges can lead to growth if faced with courage. Instead of shying away from difficulties, he learned that stepping into them could bring about greatness. This significant moment was where he truly embraced his inner strength, ready to face the world with a more aware heart. With hope as his guide, he knew he could achieve anything despite the obstacles ahead. Chris had turned a moment of pain into an opportunity for self-discovery and empowerment, strengthening his resolve to keep chasing his dreams with confidence. As Chris Hemsworth began to move beyond the intense moment of doubt, he realized his emotional intelligence was the key to overcoming this challenge. He did not just want to recover, he wanted to inspire others, too. He understood that in times of struggle, showing resilience was important. Instead of hiding his feelings, Chris decided to share his journey with fans through social media. He wrote honest posts about how criticism affected him. He explained that everyone has tough days, and it's normal to feel down sometimes. By opening up, Chris showed empathy. He understood that many people face their own challenges and fears. He received messages from fans who said his honesty made them feel better. Many told him that they had felt the same way when facing their own struggles. Recognizing that he was not alone, Chris found strength in this connection. He wanted to show them that it was possible to turn sadness into growth. This bond with others fueled his desire to keep moving forward both personally and professionally. Around this time, he was offered a role in a new action film. It was a pivotal moment for Chris. He knew that taking on the project could be risky, especially after the recent criticism. However, he also understood that this was his chance to rise again. Instead of letting fear hold him back, he decided to embrace the challenge. Chris remembered that he had worked hard to develop his emotional skills. By using self-control, he would focus only on his acting and not the opinions of others. This critical decision reignited Chris's passion for acting. He fully immersed himself in the new role. He felt energized and excited. Each day on set, he approached his work with a sense of purpose. Chris had learned that emotional intelligence means not only managing your feelings but also using them to guide your actions. He interacted positively with everyone, from fellow actors to crew members. His energy encouraged others to give their best effort. Together, they created a wonderful atmosphere, making each day of filming enjoyable. As filming progressed, Chris transformed into his character remarkably. His experience with criticism allowed him to connect deeply with his role. He depicted struggles and triumphs that many could relate to. The deeper he connected with his character, the more impactful his performance became. The movie was met with good responses from audiences and critics alike. Chris felt joy each time someone shared how his performance touched them or inspired belief. Through resilience and dedication, Chris proved to himself and others that allowing vulnerability can foster growth. He emerged not only as an actor but also as a role model. His emotional journey resonated with fans and made him a more relatable figure. By embracing his emotional challenges, Chris found the strength to rise above them. He learned that challenges could shape a person's character and spirit. With renewed focus, Chris Hemsworth inspired many, showing them that they have the power to change their mindset. He taught others that emotional intelligence is a journey. It can lead to not only personal growth but also a stronger connection with people. In the end, the challenges he once feared became the foundation of his inspiring story. Chris stood tall, ready for new challenges, knowing he could touch lives by using his own experiences. His journey showed everyone that embracing emotions leads to incredible strength. Chris Hemsworth, like many, dreamed of achieving something meaningful in his life. He wished to connect deeply with others through his art. However, his journey was dotted with setbacks and limitations that threatened to hold him back. One of the most significant hurdles Chris faced was finding acceptance in a competitive industry. When he entered the acting world, he often faced rejection. He was told that he did not fit a certain mold, and that hurt. Those experiences made him doubt whether he was on the right path. However, he had a dream to fulfill. Chris wanted to portray strong, multifaceted characters who inspire hope. With this goal in mind, he chose to fight through the discouragement. It was not always easy. There were nights filled with self-doubt. After his recent criticism, the voice of negativity became louder. He considered whether he was truly cut out for this journey. Yet, through each setback, Chris felt a spark inside him. That spark reminded him of why he started acting in the first place, to share stories and connect with people. With every struggle, Chris gathered strength from his past experiences. He began to see challenges as opportunities to grow. Instead of letting fear take control, he embraced the discomfort. This shift in mindset became a powerful tool. He reminded himself that every successful actor had faced challenges. He began to believe more in his talent and less in the negativity around him. Feeling the fire of determination grow, Chris dedicated time to prepare for his next role. He worked tirelessly to transform into his character. It became a source of inspiration to him. Every rehearsal filled him with excitement, feeding his hope. He saw the characters he played not just as roles but as ways to reach people. Each script carried a message he wanted to share with the world. As the filming progressed, Chris discovered something within himself, an unwavering determination to succeed. He realized that limitations were not walls but stepping stones. Every failure was a chance to learn. Each moment of doubt became fuel. He used these feelings to elevate his performances. With each scene, his passion sparked, and he invited others to join him. The cast noticed his enthusiasm. Chris created an atmosphere rich with positivity. Even on tough days, laughter and camaraderie flourished on set. People began to feel inspired by his resilience. They witnessed how he overcame darkness and turned it into light. His dream was not only to succeed but to lift others along the way. The energy he brought improved everyone's spirits. The feeling of togetherness grew stronger. All of a sudden, the struggles they had faced melted into a shared vision. Chris inspired them to push through their own challenges as well. As the premiere of the film drew near, Chris felt proud of what he accomplished. He not only showcased his talent but also grew as a person. His journey had been filled with ups and downs, but he developed a sense of purpose. The darkness he once feared transformed into a guiding light. Chris's story reminds us all that although we may face limitations and setbacks, pushing through with determination is possible. His journey shows that anyone can overcome obstacles if they remain focused and committed to their passions. The hope and inspiration found in this journey something everyone can hold on to as they pursue their dreams. Remember, a spark can turn into a roaring fire if we just keep believing in ourselves and each other. After the success of his latest film, Chris Hemsworth took some time to reflect on his journey. He realized that his experiences had deeply changed him. The challenges he faced were stepping stones to personal growth. Chris thought about the moments when he felt doubt and fear. He remembered standing alone during tough times. Yet, these feelings taught him lessons that became very important in his life. Chris found himself more aware of his emotions. He understood that it is normal to face ups and downs. After the peak of his struggles, he began to appreciate the strength that came from overcoming obstacles. Now, he could see that each challenge brought an opportunity to learn. He felt empowered to turn negative experiences into positive growth. As he pondered over his journey, Chris wanted to do more than just thank his supporters. He wished to help others who might be experiencing similar struggles. He thought about the many people who looked up to him, especially young fans. Chris felt a strong desire to share his story of resilience with them. He believed that by telling his experiences, he could inspire others to keep pushing forward. Chris started reaching out to organizations that focused on emotional well-being. He participated in workshops and events that encouraged open discussions about feelings and mental health. His involvement became a way to show others that it is okay to talk about emotions. He understood the importance of creating a safe space for people to share. By connecting with others, Chris made a positive change in their lives. Each workshop brought excitement for Chris. Meeting new people and hearing their stories inspired him. It reminded him that he was not alone in his journey. Everyone has struggles, and those experiences are worth sharing. He encouraged participants to embrace their emotions, even the tough ones. Chris listened carefully as individuals shared their fears and dreams. He provided support through his own story, which encouraged many to find strength within themselves. Through this process, Chris also took steps to improve his own emotional well-being. He learned the importance of self-care and setting boundaries. He began meditating regularly, helping him stay calm and focused. Each breath brought him peace. Chris also spent more quality time with his family and friends. He realized that connection is key to happiness. These strong relationships gave him a sense of belonging that he cherished. By using his platform to speak out on mental health, Chris felt that his experience was truly meaningful. The film industry can be tough, and he wanted to help others navigate it. His story showed people that setbacks can lead to a stronger self. That realization uplifted many, encouraging them to keep going even when things get hard. As the months went by, Chris continued sharing his message. He signified growth not only for himself but for others as well. Each successful interaction inspired him to keep pushing forward. He understood that every small step was essential in promoting emotional wellness. Chris's journey was a testament that overcoming fear, embracing emotions, and supporting others creates a powerful force of positive change. Ultimately, reflecting on his journey brought clarity and deeper appreciation for life. Chris Hemsworth emerged not just as an actor, but as a champion for emotional growth. His expanded vision allowed him to see the beauty of transformation, not just in himself, but in the countless others he inspired. With a heart full of hope and gratitude, he realized that every experience enriches life's journey. This empowerment naturally directed him to a brighter future for himself and those around him. With a renewed sense of purpose, Chris Hemsworth fully embraced the lessons he had learned. He found strength in his emotional intelligence, using it as a powerful tool for personal empowerment. He realized that understanding his own feelings helped him better understand others. This understanding became the foundation of his interactions. Chris knew he had the ability to uplift those around him, and he took this responsibility seriously. At work, he created a friendly environment where everyone felt valued. He encouraged open communication and shared feedback, making sure others knew their voices mattered. Each day on set became an opportunity to inspire and support his co-stars. Chris actively listened to their ideas, showing them respect and appreciation. His warmth created a strong bond among the cast and crew, and that sense of unity filled the workplace with positivity. They felt empowered to collaborate, which made every project more enjoyable. Chris understood that the journey of self-discovery wasn't just about him. It was also about guiding others in their journey. He took the time to mentor younger actors, sharing his experiences and knowledge with them. He spoke openly about his struggles, normalizing setbacks and showing how they can lead to growth. Chris shared practical tips on how to manage emotions, reminding them that it was okay to feel vulnerable. His words resonated deeply, and many young actors felt encouraged by his honesty. With every conversation, Chris instilled a growth-oriented mindset in those around him. He reminded them that believing in themselves is essential. He told them that setbacks are not failures, but chances to learn and become better. This message inspired many aspiring actors to keep going, even when the road seemed tough. They started seeing challenges as moments for change, and that shift transformed their mindsets. Beyond the film set, Chris used his influence to promote emotional well-being. He joined campaigns that focused on mental health awareness because he knew how vital this cause was. His involvement made people more aware of the importance of emotional health. He provided a platform for conversations about feelings. The more he spoke, the more others began to listen. They realized they were not alone in their struggles. Chris encouraged everyone to talk openly about their emotions. This shift created a safe space where people felt empowered to express themselves without fear of judgment. Throughout this journey, Chris reminded himself and those around him of the power of resilience. He emphasized setting personal goals and believing in one's ability to achieve them. This guidance helped many take action in their lives, leading them to pursue their dreams with passion. They began to take small steps, focusing on their growth rather than perceived failures. Chris's journey motivated them to be brave and take risks. As time passed, Chris felt a wave of gratitude wash over him. Every moment spent lifting others heightened his sense of purpose. He saw that his efforts to empower both himself and others created a ripple effect. People were beginning to change, finding the strength to rise through their own challenges. This awareness of collective growth fueled Chris's passion even more. With an open heart and determination, Chris Hemsworth continued on his path. he understood that emotional intelligence was a lifelong journey. Each day provided opportunities for growth and learning. Chris stood as a beacon of resilience and hope. With every setback overcome, he inspired others to dust themselves off and keep moving forward. He had turned his struggles into a source of strength, encouraging everyone to seek their own path to empowerment. Together, they learned that emotional awareness not only shapes their lives but enhances their connections with those around them. Chris understood his platform as an actor could reach many. He wanted to create change, but he also experienced setbacks. Some of his campaigns did not gain the support he hoped for. This left him feeling discouraged. Yet, Chris knew that real growth often comes from difficult times. He took a step back to reflect on his experiences. What had he learned from both his struggles and successes? With each disappointment, he became more resolute. He remembered his commitment to speaking up for those who felt voiceless. By using his experiences, he provides valuable insights. Participants gain tools to better manage their feelings and become advocates in their own communities. In addition to workshops, Chris is involved in various charitable organizations. He has partnered with groups that focus on mental health for young people. Understanding that teens face unique challenges, he is passionate about reaching them. His goal is to create spaces where they can feel safe to express their emotions and learn healthy coping strategies. Chris believes that providing the right support can change lives. This work fuels his purpose and aligns perfectly with his hope of making the world a better place. Chris's recent film projects also reflect his growth and understanding of emotional depth. He seeks roles that teach important lessons and highlight real human experiences. Each time he steps into a new character, he connects on a deeper level. He understands the importance of portraying vulnerability as strength. Audiences have responded positively, appreciating his honesty and authenticity. Chris feels fulfilled knowing his job has a purpose beyond entertainment. Today, he enjoys a balanced life filled with creativity and love. His family has always been his motivation, serving as a source of strength. He spends time with his children, helping them build a strong emotional foundation. Chris teaches them how to navigate life's challenges, just as he did when he was younger. By sharing his story with them, Chris hopes to create a cycle of resilience and confidence. As he reflects on his journey, Chris Hemsworth knows that the path to personal growth is a continuous process. He has learned that emotional intelligence does not come with a finish line. Instead, it evolves as we experience life. He remains committed to his own growth while encouraging others to explore their feelings and aspirations. Through every challenge, Chris has become a symbol of hope and empowerment. He shows the world that overcoming struggles is possible. Today, he beams with joy and passion as he pursues his dreams while helping others find their voices. His life's work is not just about success on screen but about leaving a lasting impact in the hearts of people. Chris Hemsworth embodies the belief that everyone has the power to shape their lives. He stands as a reminder that no one is alone in their struggles. By embracing emotions and sharing experiences, we can uplift ourselves and others. As Chris steps into the future, he carries with him a message of resilience, harmony, and the courage to dream big. With each new day, he lights the path for those eager to grow and discover their potential. Chris Hemsworth's journey teaches valuable lessons that resonate deeply with many people. Through his experiences, he has shown that obstacles are not dead ends but opportunities for growth. The challenges he faced did not define him, instead, they shaped him into a stronger person. His story encourages readers to embrace their feelings and experiences. When they confront difficulties, they can find strength within themselves. One of the greatest lessons Chris learned is the importance of self-acceptance. He discovered that it is okay to be vulnerable and to express emotions. Many people feel pressure to act strong all the time. Chris's openness about his struggles inspires others to be honest with themselves. It reminds them that being open about feelings can lead to healing and connection. When they allow themselves to express what's in their hearts, they can find support from others who may feel the same. Additionally, Chris emphasizes the power of community. He has learned that no one has to face challenges alone. Through his workshops and outreach, he encourages people to seek help from friends, family, or support groups. The connections we form can make a huge difference in our lives. By building strong networks, individuals can uplift each other during tough times. Chris's story inspires people to reach out, share their own experiences, and help others in their journeys. Moreover, Chris taught the importance of using one's platform to make a difference. He understands that being a public figure comes with responsibility. With every role he plays and every word he speaks, he aims to bring awareness to mental health issues. His commitment shows that anyone can make an impact, regardless of their position. By speaking the truth about his own life and challenges, Chris motivates others to do the same. He inspires them to turn their struggles into stories that can uplift others. Through his advocacy, Chris has helped create a more open dialogue about mental health. He has made it easier for people to talk about their feelings and seek help when needed. The more awareness he brings, the more people understand the importance of emotional well-being. Simply knowing they are heard and supported can inspire others to take action in their own lives. As Chris reflects on his legacy, he knows that his journey is not just about personal achievements. He believes that the changes he promotes can continue to grow. By encouraging emotional intelligence and vulnerability, Chris hopes to motivate future generations to embrace their journeys with honesty and courage. He wants them to understand that every challenge can lead to growth and every setback can be a setup for success. In closing, Chris Hemsworth's story is a beacon of hope for those searching for light in difficult times. His journey illustrates the importance of self-acceptance, community support, and using one's voice to inspire change. Every person can learn from his experiences and apply these lessons to their own lives. As they navigate their paths, they should remember that emotions are not weaknesses but strengths. Embracing this idea can lead to a richer, more connected life. Chris's legacy will live on as a reminder that we all have the power to shape our stories and positively influence the world around us.